Let's discuss this further with Alexandra Saieh. She's the Advocacy Manager for the Norwegian Refugee Council Libya, and she joins me on live from Tunis. Thank you so much for joining us here on the program. Now, aid agencies warn that we're at a make or break moment when it comes to the situation facing migrants and refugees, and people continue to flee their countries in hopes for a better future for themselves and their families. But a lot of these people fall through the cracks while migrating. What kind of political commitments need to be made now from world powers before the situation gets worse?
Well, we need to see political will to support people who are on the move wherever they are and whoever they are, including migrants, refugees, and asylum seekers. The situation for migrants and refugees and asylum seekers around the world is extremely precarious. For example, in Libya, there are more than 610,000 migrants, refugees, and asylum seekers. They have come to Libya for a number of reasons. Many fled conflict, insecurity, persecution, economic destitution, or the devastating consequences and uncertainty that has brought by climate change. The reality is that for many people, the factors that have led them to leave their homes are interlinked, and we're seeing this in multiple places. NRC, the Norwegian Refugee Council, has warned of rising food insecurity in Mali last week. We've also warned of new displacement and a deteriorating crisis in Sudan. And in Libya, we have also raised the alarm to the deteriorating situation for migrants and refugees once they arrive in Libya. So this is happening across various regions, and we really need to see political will to support people wherever they are.
Looking at how these migrants are treated most of the time is heartbreaking. Having to go through the journey is tough enough, but then having to deal with being treated poorly is even worse. Give us some insight into what migrants and refugees go through from the moment they leave their homes till they reach their final destination.
Yes, well, what's more unfortunate is that along their journey, for example, to places like Libya, and once they arrive in Libya, they face quite difficult circumstances. A large number of people report that on their journey they face violence, often at the hands of armed groups. We've spoken to a number of individuals, including women and children, who undertook these very incredibly dangerous journeys to reach Libya. And then once they're in Libya, they face the risk of arbitrary detention and abuse. Just last October, the Libyan authorities detained more than 5,000 migrants, refugees, and asylum seekers, including women and children, without any regard to their legal status in the country. And they continue to face immense challenges accessing services, humanitarian assistance, and income opportunities. So there are difficult conditions pushing people to make these journeys. Also, this year, we are seeing more and more people being intercepted on the Mediterranean Sea and returned to Libya, where it's incredibly dangerous for them.
All right, Alexandra Saieh, thank you so much for joining us here on the NewsHour and sharing that insight with us.